What a week since the full moon in Aquarius. It's been quite a trip. I mean, I went into time out and internal search and kind of a depression, and I came out all happy, but I'm looking around and it's like, you know, the veil had been being lifted, but it's like now it's gone. And I mean, it's like the lies are so obvious. I mean, you know, they attempted to assassinate one of the presidential candidates and just covered it up like it never happened, and people went along with it. And then I'm watching the DNC with Kamala. You know, it's like she was the worst vice president in the history, and now she's like the greatest thing, and they're all just going along with it, and I couldn't understand it. But then I see this video, so let's watch and see what it is that's going on.
Psychologists have known since after World War I that guilt and fear and a promise of belonging make propaganda more compelling than reason to most people. We've known since after World War II that non-mentally ill humans are capable of justifying evil in certain conditions. And we've known since the Cold War that conformity in a phenomenon called groupthink can be powerfully more persuasive even than one's own rationality and senses. When mixed with guilt, fear, and a promise of social alienation or further suffering, sloppy psychological states of individuals compel atrocity, raise cults, and take down families and empires alike. I demand that my kids tether to self-righteously knowing what is always right versus always wrong in any scenario, to think for themselves, to be courageously disagreeable, back up their conclusions, use precise language in specific instances instead of generalizations, bravely speak the truth, not their truth, to adhere to those morals that are universal, and neither be compelled by fear, nor guilt, nor promise of relief. And as a young child, explaining that stranger danger safeguard isn't believing that others could be dangerous, but a celebration of being disagreeable and not pleasing others if it means thinking for yourself with your own good head. And when my kids were old enough to understand atrocity, they didn't simply learn Nazis are evil, but also learned guard your mind and keep courageous company, because this could be anyone, even you, in the right conditions. Make no mistake. Maybe it's all that I believe will save us. Maybe because I grew up in a cult and saw the hypocrisy and dangers of loose associations and sloppy, thoughtless relief-seeking and fear avoidance. How they give rise to delusions of grandeur and then delusions of persecution. How they destroy the only force stronger than the sum of its parts and stronger than dangerous ideologies, our connections to one another. But I know for sure this: almost every single one of us as individuals share the exact yearnings for safe and prosperous communities, countries, and for the world. And we can only begin to approach that when we're courageous. And we not only stand up to obvious evil, but we stand up to dangerous groupthink delusions that justify evil. We can think in nuanced ways. We can repel categorical groupthink and quick all-or-nothing fixes and compelling simple ideologies. That's when we safeguard ourselves and our children and our children's children.
Well, that pretty much explains it. I mean, it's groupthink, it's go along to get along, it's, you know, hurt others to protect yourself. I mean, it's shown that as a species, we are weak-minded unless we are trained to be strong-minded. And I think the children and the youth of today are getting that, and I sure hope so, and I'm cheering for them all the way. And I'm glad now that I'm making some friends with these young people, and it's keeping me young and making me want to continue to bring a friend.